God created the heavens and the earth. The earth was formless and empty. So God took the earth and prepared it as a place for life. Through the power of his words, God created the earth into a wonderful place that could sustain the life that he would create. God put great care and creativity in all of his creation. And he looked at his creation and he said,
"This is really good."
After he had prepared the earth, God said,
"Let us make humans in our image to be like us, and they will be in charge of the earth and the plants and animals that live on it."
So God formed man from the dust of the ground and breathed his own life into him, giving him life. This human would be called Adam. God took a rib from Adam's side and formed the first woman named Eve, which means giver of life. God placed Adam and Eve in a beautiful garden, a place where he provided everything they would need. In this garden, God planted all kinds of trees that produced delicious fruit, so they would always have plenty to eat. God gave them the responsibility to take care of the garden and all of his creatures. In the middle of the garden were two special trees, a tree of life and a tree that could give people the knowledge of good and evil. God told them to enjoy fruit from any tree in the garden except for one. And God warned them,
"If you eat fruit from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil, you will definitely die."
God joined them in a close relationship as husband and wife, where they devoted each other to themselves. Although Adam and Eve were naked, they felt no shame. God would come and spend time with the humans, walking with them in the cool of the day and teaching them the best ways to live. And Adam and Eve loved being with God. They lived under God's care and protection, a life that was full and complete. As God looked over all of his creation, he thought,
"This is excellent in every way."
But one day, a clever serpent came to Eve and asked her,
"Did God really say you can't eat any
fruit in the garden? And Eve told him,
"We can eat from any tree in the garden. We just can't eat from the tree of the knowledge of good and evil. If we do, if we even touch it, we will die."
Trying to trick Eve, the serpent said,
You won't die. God knows that when you eat from the tree, your eyes will be open, and you'll be just like him, knowing good and evil."
When Eve saw how delicious the fruit looked, she thought,
"We will know everything."
Then she took some of it and ate it. She gave some to Adam, and he also ate. Instantly their eyes were opened. They became filled with shame and fear. They strung fig leaves together around their hips to cover their nakedness. Toward evening, they heard God walking in the garden. So they hid themselves in some trees, and God called to them.
"Where are you?"
And Adam answered,
"I heard you coming, but I was naked, so I hid."
and God answered,
"Why are you ashamed of being naked? Did you eat fruit from the tree that I told you not to eat?"
and Adam said,
"It was the woman you gave me. She gave the fruit to me."
and then God said to Eve,
"How could you do this?"
and Eve replied.
It was the serpent. He tricked me into eating the fruit.
So God said to the serpent,
"Because you have done this, you and your kind will be cursed to crawl on your belly and eat dust for the rest of your lives. You will be the enemy of woman and her sons. You will bite at their heels, but they will crush your head."
God's heart was broken because of their disobedience. And since God always does what is right and true, he could not ignore what they had done. So God punished Adam and Eve by placing them out of the Garden of Eden. Adam and Eve were now subject to sickness, pain, and even death. And God told them,
"The way you have chosen to live will cause you great struggles and pain, and then you will return to the ground from which you came."
Even though Adam and Eve had brought a curse of sin and death unto the world, God still loved them deeply. He even created clothing for them out of animal skins so they wouldn't be ashamed outside of the garden. And God set out on a rescue mission to break the curse of sin and death and to restore humans to a right relationship with himself. This mission would cost God everything dear to him. And God's mission unfolds around us every minute of every day.